This is actually one of my favorite teams. I'm actually really glad that we didn't plan this, but the SBC is one of my favorite teams. First overall pick, grabbing Celesteela. Very, very cool. Unexpected first overall pick. You don't usually see Steela as the first overall. Usually you see like a Togekiss or a Dragapult or things like that.
Right.
But I definitely, I didn't, when he first picked it, I didn't say, yep, awesome pick. I went, let's see where this goes. And he didn't disappoint. I think this is a very, very, very awesome roster and a very Celesteela-based team. You know?
I love Galvantula. I love Doug Trio. I'm excited to see Rotom Frost in action.
Can I just pause you for a second? This is why we have him and myself on this show, is because those were the last three I was going to mention. I was going to mention Blastoise and Tangrowth and Steela and Persian, things like that. And the first ones Octo goes to are Doug Trio, Galvantula, and Rotom Frost. So we balance each other out. Carry on.
I love him. I love him. But also, I think all three of them really benefit this core that's a bit more like bulky offense oriented. Like, I don't think people think of Garchomp as like especially bulky per se, but in a Dynamax format, because the HP and defenses are just so high, you can really increase their survivability. The 4 times weakness to ice, yes, that's kind of a big deal, but there are ways to mitigate it. You do have
3 resistances I see just off the top of my head.
but also just a lot of ways to hit ice attackers really hard, probably before they get a move off. I mean,
everything.
You've got 120 base speed with Doug Trio, who I firmly believe in. Yeah, I like to see with bulky offense, fast speed control, supportive Pokemon, and there are 2 above base 100 speed, but under base 100, I think Roserade can really help, and so can Rotom Frost. It is fair to say, though, Roserade has Sleep Powder.
Another scary thing as well. A little faster than Tangrowth, so they both get it. But I do think support Roserade is really, really cool. And you know what I'm noticing looking at this roster? Left side, right side. I'm seeing support on the left. And we didn't plan this. And offense on the right. And right in the middle, splitting the two, is the one that does both. In Celesteela. I feel like it's tanky and offensive as well, so it's kind of a staller. Like like you got offense, support, and then stall. I would kind of put in the middle, right? So I think this is a very, very well-rounded team. One of my favorites, actually. I have experience using Alolan Persian, a little bit of Galvantula, not much. Other than Tangrowth, same season actually. I had both of those. I think Tangrowth was very, very sneaky good. On the
Tangrowth season 1, Alolan Persian, we had season 2 when I was mentoring you.
No, see, no one would have even known if you didn't. They would have been like, "Oh yeah, good point," and then just and then you're just like, Jay, excuse me, that's not right."
I'm a bureaucrat. I have to be the best kind of correct.
Please do that though. It holds me accountable. It holds me accountable. And go ahead.
Speaking of holding people accountable, thank you for mentioning Alolan Persian. I just realized, like, how dumb of me. Like, Alolan Persian's support suite is also really good. Like, Persian's Disruption is excellent, and the fact that there are, I can think of 2 fake out users, in the format who are faster.
Ooh, can I guess?
2 who tie.
Can I guess? The faster ones. Just make a game out of it.
Sure.
I know Weavile is one of them. Oh, and the other one, okay, this is kind of cheating. You already mentioned it before. It's Salazzle.
Yeah. Well, hey, you listened. That's good.
I'm a good listener, Jay.
And you retained?
No, you're not Jay. Oh, my goodness. By the way, everybody, I used to do a podcast with a guy named Jay, and yeah.
You could talk to yourself or him and leave it to the listener to parse out.
Fun times. I miss you, Jay. Shout out Tevis. But yeah, your analysis on you were going about Persian as well, like, and all the many, many things you can do with it.
Yeah. Dark type with foul play as always.
Ooh, stab boost.
But yeah, there's just like especially next to potential Dynamax targets, there's a lot to be annoyed by and have to deal with. Bit of mind games. But yeah, a few Pokemon who can run dual roles like Blastoise, Blastoise.
Yeah.
Uh, Rotom Frost could be more support, but also fairly good offenses, and it has staying power. Like the worst stat is HP, and then if they Dynamax, it gets doubled.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah, I
to
think
add
this
on
is a
to
really
that,
strong team.
your
What's that?
your max Rotom that actually adds to it because with the Blastoise too, you can run somewhat of a Blizzard spam on this team, can't you?
No offense to Blastoise, but like, oh, unless you mean like if Blastoise goes for Shell Smash and then goes for Max Hailstorm and then you've got Rotom Frost in the back, I would do that.
Yeah, things like that.
But
Right, Blastoise needs a bit to get going, but and like Life Orb and
mm,
things like that. It's not exactly the strongest attacker, but like Blastoise can get, for example, like beside the Rotom, like Blastoise gets a Shell Smash or has Life Orb, and then you max
hmm
get that Hydro Cannon. Is
yeah.
okay, gotcha. I thought that might have been
Wait,
the Inteleon G Max move.
no, that's
Hydro Snipe.
Hydro Snipe.
Yeah, Hydro Cannon is
Yeah,
correct.
it's
Cool.
Cannonade. Hydro Cannon is
Ah,
the water hyper
and
beam. Yeah,
yeah.
it's Hydro.
So Cannon.
Wait,
No, you're right.
Cannonade.
Cannonade is the residual
Yeah.
move. Yeah. So turn one, Cannonade goes off. Awesome, you got your residual, and then next turn you Hailstorm, and then you can start Blizzarding with your Rotom after, for example, the turn one, getting your Electro Web off for the speed control, things like that. And now you've got your Blizzard spam going with the Rotom. You don't have to worry about changing the weather if you go for another water attack, things like that with the Cannonade. So I think I can see a little bit of synergy there, which is kind of neat. But I think just overall, this team is just phenomenal. I think he did a great job drafting with the SBC. We don't even talk about Arena Trap. Like we
Or slow mode. I always see my problem is one of the things I like about Doug Trio is Arena Trap, but I've been maining a team with Doug Trio in BDSP, and I forget that Doug Trio has Arena Trap. So I'm like playing around like if my opponent switches and then they can't.
no.
Oh man.
Even the
Arena
player
Trap is really good.
forgets that it has it. Like sometimes when you're playing against a Gothitelle with Shadow Tag, you're like, all right, time to switch. Oh crap, right? and that's
Right.
the effect that it has on it. So I think I don't even know how you plan for facing someone with Arena Trap or Shadow Tag, other than in the case of Shadow Tag, a Ghost type. Yeah, Mono Ghost is definitely a draftable team. But just to kind of button up this team, I think I have here as a move to make on this team, just to make it even better than it is. I think Roserade is a little bit of an overlap with the Tangrowth, just with the moveset. Yes, it has a little bit better coverage on the special side than Tangrowth does. So if I had to pick something to go, I just love the support way too much. To maybe Galvantula, because you already got Persian. Maybe Galvantula. I had that same problem season 2.
Whoa.
But hey,
Oh yeah, you did.
Galvantula is free agent drop fodder in our league for some reason. It just seems to be picked up, drafted, and dropped.
Oh no. Well, in that case, we traded for Wishy Washy because I was going to literally de-gut the person
the owner
who was.
Yeah, you love your wishy-washy, which we'll get to in the next episode because I think one of the second of the 8 teams, the 16 teams have it. But if I were to, I have swap out for a fire resist, but I think after looking at this team a little bit longer, I think the Tricker mode is really good in a way of setting it up with Aromatisse, and the Alolan Marowak does very, very well. But its base speed is not as low as I'd like it. I think it's in the 40s. So I think it's good. And situationally, it's really good if you face a team that's higher than 40-something. And unfortunately, you can't really drop an Iron Ball on your Marowak with the Thick Club bonus that you need for the most part. I think you would definitely need another Trick Room option. Maybe one more Trick Room option for the Roserade, I think would be really nice, or maybe the Galvantula. I love Galvantula too, with its Compound Eyes ability, is just very nice for, I think it's 97% accurate Thunder, and 100% accurate.
93.
93? We'll check that math after, because I think it's 97. My bad. Is it 85% on Thunder?
Thunder is base 70 to begin with, and
Oh,
it's
so it's
times 1.25. Or wait,
1.1. Like wide lens? Is it wide lens?
no. Compound Eyes is better than Wide Lens for
Oh,
sure.
okay. I was thinking a 90. Yeah, my bad. My math's off. But now everybody knows that my math is just excellent, right? So, yeah, grabbing a fire resist for the Roserade and just adding to that slow mode something hopefully base 30. That seems to be the number you want to shoot for the most part. The really strong Trick Room mons are usually, if you can.
I mean, Hatterene, mama.
S tier. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Roserade is. I think it's a C tier mon. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's C. So, unfortunately, you know, the cool thing about Draft League is like trying to fit the tiers and roles and kind of putting a nice bow on it. So, I think Roserade is a really good mon. I think it kind of fits on this team as well. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I mean,
hear me out.
Second fire type. Chandelure.
Yeah, and Chandelure's a little high as well. So, but these are good examples of what to look for. I think you can find poor man's version of these mons in every single tier, which is really, really cool.